One of the most unexpected things Landman has done is turn Andy Garcia's character, Gallino, into someone the audience genuinely likes, maybe a little too much. And that has become one of the show's biggest problems. Gallino is supposed to be part of the morally gray machinery running behind the scenes at M-Tex. He's tied to the shady business decisions, the political maneuvering, the backdoor deals that keep the company thriving while everyone else pays the price. On paper, he should be the character viewers keep at arm's length. But in execution, Gallino is charismatic, composed, and quietly magnetic in a way that makes him more appealing than many of the heroes of the show. And that's where the conflict begins. Gallino works because of the way Andy Garcia plays him. He's calm, elegant, and impossible to read, but he never comes off cold. He has this old-school confidence that makes him feel like the only adult in a room full of impulsive people. Every time he speaks, it feels deliberate. Every move he makes seems justified, even when you know it isn't. Garcia gives him a presence that's almost comforting, and that's dangerous when you're dealing with a character who is part of the root problem in the first place. Instead of stepping into the role of a slick corporate villain, Gallino becomes someone the audience naturally gravitates toward, someone who feels trustworthy even when he absolutely shouldn't be. The issue is that Landman is at its best when it's showing the harsh realities of the oil world. The story relies on the audience recognizing who is exploiting the system and who is suffering because of it. But Gallino doesn't read like the face of corporate wrongdoing. If anything, he looks like the one holding everything together. It becomes surprisingly easy to overlook the fact that he's orchestrating decisions that harm people. The show tries to frame him as a powerful force within M-Tex, yet viewers end up giving him the benefit of the doubt at nearly every turn. Instead of distrusting him, they respect him. Instead of questioning him, they enjoy watching him work. And that undercuts some of the narrative tension the show is reaching for. This becomes even more complicated when you compare Gallino to characters like Monty or Cammy, who are far more visibly flawed. Monty makes reckless choices. Cammy runs into walls emotionally. Other figures in the series wear their fear, anger, or guilt plainly, while Gallino stays calm and collected. That contrast unintentionally pushes the audience toward him. He feels like the person with answers in a world full of chaos, even though he's partially responsible for the chaos to begin with. The show needs him to feel dangerous, but Garcia's charisma makes him feel indispensable instead. The real problem is that Landman is building towards consequences, legal consequences, moral consequences, human consequences. And if Gallino is too likable, those eventual storylines may not land with the weight they're supposed to. When the hammer finally drops, viewers should feel the gravity of what he's done, not feel sympathy for him the way they do right now. But because he comes off so calm and reassuring, audiences might struggle to see him as someone who deserves the fallout. He's been written as a villain in theory, but a mentor, strategist, and almost father-like figure in practice. So the challenge for the show moving forward is striking a balance. Gallino doesn't need to suddenly become cartoonishly evil. That would break the realism. What Landman needs is to highlight the impact of his decisions more clearly. We need to see the human cost of the choices he makes in boardrooms. We need the show to expose the distance between Gallino's polished demeanor and the damage he enables. Otherwise, Garcia's natural charm will continue to overshadow the darker layers of the character. Gallino being likable isn't a flaw in Garcia's performance. It's proof of how good he is. But it does create a storytelling hurdle the series has to address. Because if the audience continues rooting for him without fully understanding the consequences of doing so, Landman risks softening the very critique of corporate power it's trying to make. And in a story like this, that tension between what's appealing and what's right is exactly what makes the narrative work.